Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Charley's Journey YouTube channel. I'm Charley. If you are new here and this is your first video, first time seeing me, hi, welcome. I hope that you will subscribe, and if you find anything of value on my channel, that you will stick around. And to my current subscribers, thank you for your support as always. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to get straight into today's video. We're going to be talking about the impact of me discovering, finding out, whatever, that I had basically been lied to my entire life, and how I've had to deal with that. Right, so firstly, some of you might be wondering, how did I even get to the point of discovering that I'd been lied to? What was the catalyst for that? And I would probably say, looking back, if I can remember correctly, that it really hit me when I read a book from an ex-JW governing body member. When I read his book, that's when it hit me. And to be honest, I remember I started reading it, and I can't remember how far in I was. I actually had to put it down for a little while because I was so distressed and distraught by what I was reading that I needed to give myself some time. I needed to give myself a chance to process it and digest it, because I was so devastated. But that, I would probably say, was the catalyst for me discovering that I've been lied to. And then I subsequently after that started to do a bit more research on other things when I felt ready to, but it was probably, looking back, it was that. So the immediate impact that had on me was I felt sick, because my whole foundation of life had just crumbled underneath me. I felt like the rug had just been pulled from underneath me, and I didn't understand anything anymore. I remember sometimes stepping outside my house and looking up at the sky and just thinking, I actually don't know. Like, I just felt so lost. I felt so lost, and I felt so confused, and I didn't understand anything. Nothing made sense to me anymore. And then following on from that, I just questioned everything. I started to question everything, because that was my whole foundation. That was my entire life, that I was now being told this part wasn't true and that part was kind of true, but it was a lot. So I started looking at other areas of life and thinking, is that even real? I think I would just walked around for a couple of months. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. I'm just thinking back, and just, it's incredible. I literally walked around for a few months, and I just kept saying to myself in my head, what is life? What is life? What is real? What else have I been lied to about? And it didn't help that we were in we approached the lockdown period very soon after I left being a JW, and when all these things were happening, me doing my research and things, it didn't help that we then went into lockdown, and we all know about why we went into lockdown, and we know that whole situation. But I just was questioning everything around that time. That's all I'll say. Around that period, I was questioning everything. I didn't want to believe anything anymore. It was hard. So piggybacking off of that, I had no trust. I didn't trust anything. I didn't trust anyone. It really changed the way that I saw things for a little while. It really did. It changed the way I saw everything, and made me feel really very depressed, because I just didn't understand how a group of people could knowingly be deceptive to their innocent, honest-hearted congregation members. So, along with questioning what is life, what else have I been lied to, I was just like, who am I? And I think I've talked about this again. I have mentioned this in a previous videos, but I didn't know who I was. My whole identity was wrapped up in being a witness, and that's how it's supposed to be. They encourage that. They encourage you to leave your culture behind, your old lifestyle, who you were. They literally say to you, like, basically die to your former way of life and make being a witness and a servant of God, make that your identity, make that your way of life, make it everything about you. And I did do that. So I now, especially because I based decisions I made, life choices, so many different things were based on on my identity as being a JW. I then was like, who am I now? Who the hell am I without all of that? Especially now knowing that it wasn't even true. I didn't need to do certain things I did. I didn't need to put myself through hell with certain things. I didn't need to do all of that because it wasn't even true. So I was like, I now need to figure out who the hell I am aside from all of this, because again, I was walking around just like, what are my beliefs? What are my values? What do I do now? It was, I keep saying it was hard, but that's the only word that keeps coming to mind, is just, it was so hard. It was really devastating. And if I think too hard about it, even now, nearly 4 years down the line, if I think too hard about it, it will make me sad all over again. Not to the point of depression or anything like that, but just really sad because, yeah, I don't know, to be in your 30s and to have to start your life all over again, trying to figure out who you are and picking bits that you can think of about yourself, your personality, and thinking, no, this is fundamentally me, or actually, no, yeah, I only did that because I was a witness at the time, or I only said those things because of who I was, or no, this has always been me. Charley is fundamentally this type of a person, and I have always valued that. You know what I mean? I had to sift and sort through the things that I knew in my heart were definitely me as a person, aside from them, and look at the other things and recognize that, yeah, certain decisions I made or certain opinions I had were because of that influence. That wasn't an easy process to have to go through. But at the same time, I think that the fact that there were so many times in 2020 where we were in lockdown, that it did help me to have to sit in that space and really figure those things out. Whereas maybe if life hadn't shut down the way that it had, I might have continued without trying to process any of that. I might have just, as life does, you know, got on with work, got on with the kids, got on with just getting through every single day and not really addressing those inner issues of, you know, or figuring those things out. So I'm glad, in a way, even though it was very hard and very painful, I'm glad I had that time to do that. So yeah, along the way, during that journey of figuring things out, I became resentful, very resentful, and very, for a little while, a bit bitter. And I'm just being honest. I felt bitterness and resentment towards the people that had done that to me. And by the people, I mean those at the top, not obviously normal congregation members. I'm talking about the ones that know what they're doing. Became very resentful, very angry and upset for a little while. And I had, again, it was a process I had to let myself go through. I had to let myself feel those things. And I'm not somebody who is, in fact, I'm the opposite of a person who's angry and bitter. I'm literally the opposite of that. But when the severity of everything hit me, I was like, no, I am angry. I'm angry that you guys just, for 30 years almost, dictated my entire life, made me into somebody who I don't even know if that is who I am. And you're still doing this to others. You're doing it to people that I care about. It just was really helpless feeling. But yeah, I was angry and I was resentful for a little while. So that brings me on to the last point of the impact it had on me personally, and the effect it left me with, was that I was no longer interested in religion. Like I said I answer that, or speak on that a little bit in my Am I Still Religious video. But yeah, that was the end result of all of that, is that I do not ever want to be part of anybody's organised religion. That has thoroughly put me off, and there's nobody that can tell me or try to convince me, because, you know, it's no offence when people, because I do have a few of you in my comments trying to convince me of, you know, either the JW religion or whatever other religion you guys are part of, trying to endear me to thinking about being religious again. And as I said, I don't take any offence at that. You know, everybody's entitled to share their beliefs, and I now that I'm free, I'm always open to hearing what people believe. I am. But for me, I don't want to be part of anyone's religion. I don't want to be part of anyone's organised religion ever again. And I will not be part of anyone's organised religion ever again. I won't. And people can say, oh, but you know, what about, and how are you? I was a dedicated, devout JW for nearly 30 years. There's no way anybody could tell me, you know, anything. I've been part of a religion, and it's just not for me. It never will be. And for me, if I was ever to be endeared to be part of anything, it's going to be, or if anything's going to seem appealing to me regarding joining anything, it's because you haven't pressured me. It's because you haven't threatened me. It's because you haven't told me that I'm going to go to hell, or that I'm not capable unless I join your, like, all of that is off-putting. But letting me observe, letting me explore in my own time, not trying to sign me up to anything, not trying to make me part of anything, that is more likely going to get my attention than being preached at, or being, as I said, lovingly told that I'm going to go to hell if I don't join anybody's religion. Like, it's never going to happen for me. So the end result, like I said, of the fact that I have been lied to for the majority of my life, is that I now no longer want to be part of anyone's religion. And I think that's fair and reasonable, considering the things that I have lost, the impact of certain things that I've gone through because I was part of that religion, decisions, like, I just could never express how much that being part of an organised religion has detrimentally affected me and left me with, you know, things that I can't undo. So without sounding like I'm whining or like, you know, oh, woe is me, because as I said, I'm on a healing journey. I don't feel that way anymore. I did feel that way before. Oh, woe is me, and, you know, these terrible things have happened. I'm just saying to you, I was lied to, and that's the process I had to go through at the beginning of my journey. But nearly 4 years in, as I said, I can talk about these things without crying. I can be on YouTube sharing the things that have helped me recover from these things, and not see it as detrimental. Like I said, I'm glad I'm at the point I am in my life. I wouldn't change it, even though it means I don't have my family and the people that I have grown up with in my life. Of course I would change that if I could, but I can't. And I definitely believe that everything happens for a reason. Basically, without that experience, I may not have got to the positive place that I'm at now, where I can help other people who may be going through similar, very difficult things, where I can let people know that they're not alone, and hopefully anything that, you know, something that my subscribers or viewers that are looking at my channel can see, something that will help them. That's all that this is about. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but I just wanted to make it, you know, I don't want to make it sound victim mentality and all of that. I'm just, again, sharing my journey. Anyway, if that was of value to you in any way, guys, if you got through that and anything I've said is of value, please share the video with anyone that you think it might help. If it's helped you, feel free to comment or email me. My email is always in the description of all my videos, and I do get back to my emails, and I do try to respond to all of my comments as best I can. So yeah, if anything has been helpful, which is all I hope, then that's all I'm here for, and I love it if I can be of some sort of help for you. Anyway, she's gonna stop talking now. I upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on my next video.